It feels impossible to stand out in the crowded B2B SaaS market. You need so much more than just a great product nowadays, like exceptional content that helps a technical audience through their product evaluation process. While everyone points to HubSpot and Duolingo and Atlassian for their content strategies, today I want to turn the spotlight on a company that's really been impressing me lately. They're called Numeral. Now, I've never used Numeral, but I've paid attention to them because I know their head of growth, Nate Matherson. I was a customer at his previous startup, Positional, and he's a really good guy doing an incredible job at Numeral. So I wanted to share with you what excellent content execution actually looks like. So I'm just going to share my screen and we can walk through their website and see what's going on. All right. So, first of all, right at the top, it's pretty clear what the heck this product does. Sales tax on autopilot. This is great because sales tax is one of those like really annoying and difficult topics that is hard to cover well. And as a business, you just want to feel like it's taken care of. So I love this hero message, sales tax on autopilot. Spend less than 5 minutes per month on sales tax compliance. This is such a great key message for people because whoever they're targeting, I don't really know, maybe a CFO or something like that. They're probably spending hours on tax compliance. And we've talked a little about key messages in our video content, and there's plenty about it on the Edify content website. But this is so effective. Spend less than 5 minutes per month on sales tax compliance, and then you can get started just typing in an email. It shows you here at the top kind of what to expect too. Like it handles multiple states. It looks at order summaries, and I guess it can auto calculate sales tax based on the geography. It shows you overall tax return stuff, so you can use this for your annual taxes, which is all really important for business owners. So a lot of the times, like bad websites, they'll have an unclear message up here, like harness the power of AI or something like that, which is just so stupid. Nobody wants to harness the power of AI. No one knows what that means. Sales tax on autopilot is just clear. Like I know what I'm going to get. They've got their typical logo bar here, which is nice. I've even heard of some of the companies I've seen on here, which is neat. And then the messages here are all just very straightforward. Stay compliant and automate away sales tax. So you know that this is a compliance tool and it automates the sales tax burden that I would have to face. It also shows what the product looks like. So I'm not guessing or using my imagination. A lot of B2B SaaS companies, they just talk. They don't show and tell. And so it's nice to actually see what's going on here. Now, I don't really know a lot about sales tax, so I don't know what monitor and register really is, but I imagine it's pretty important. I like that they have like really simple verbs here: file and remit, manage exemptions. These are probably verbs that people who manage sales tax have to deal with all the time. And these simple images show that the product actually does what it's promising. Now, obviously, I'm not looking at a demo here, but it's at least making me feel confident in it. All right. So we start with, yeah, sales tax is on autopilot. You're going to stay compliant. It's going to automate your job, which is awesome. And it does all these things. Presumably, these are the big chunks of a job for someone who manages sales tax. These virtual mailboxes guarantee this seems to be just all like product features, whereas this is like these four main boxes are really about like what the end user cares about. So I like that it's not just like, hey, here's what our product is and does. You should buy it because we're awesome. They actually talk about features below the main pain point solutions. So you get a sense of like, okay, here's what I'm going to get out of it, and here's some additional stuff that they provide that I will also benefit from. Simple integrations to and end-to-end tax support as your business grows. This is great because it helps me to see that as my business grows, this isn't just a tool for mom and pop shops, and in fact, they've got Stripe, NetSuite, Amazon, Walmart, all these big logos to show like, okay, if I'm using these products, then I know Numeral is going to work for me. And I want to remind you here, I've never seen this product. I've never used it before. I'm not a customer. They're not paying me to do any of this, and I'm just talking live straight. So this is my live reaction to their website. There was one on here, one of these results, where I actually know or have followed one of these guys on Twitter, Jason Wong. But just knowing, oh, here he is. Just knowing what a quality business Jason runs is very influential for me. So if you know any of these companies, it just kind of shows the power of a good case study. And we'll get to case studies in a little bit. I like this too, getting started with Numeral. It simplifies sales tax in less than 30 days. I just know on day one, this is what I'm going to do. Day two, this is what I'm going to do. And then by the end of the month, I'm going to have these benefits as well. So it's really talking about, the language is like very short and sweet. It's not verbose. It's not just feature centric or talking about themselves. They're really talking a lot of benefits to the end user, which is great. Okay. I wanted to also show here at the top, they've got their main sort of features broken down. These are like having a product menu for your B2B SaaS product is really important, especially if you can like really narrow it down to 3 to 5 or 6 of the main pain points that you're solving for. And that's what they're doing really effectively here. Also, this is kind of their way of dividing personas. So I like this drop down because I've dealt with a lot of clients that say, well, we're addressing these two different types of businesses or two different personas. This is kind of like how you point those different personas to the different areas of your website about your product. And banks do this kind of thing, and you'll hear about a lot of companies that have this problem. They'll say, we'll just do bank style navigation, which is kind of fine, but it's really boring and really muddled. If a bank website is not like the best user experience, I don't think anybody envies like, oh, I wish our website was more like chase.com or something. So this is cool that they are targeting their end user personas here through solutions. Pricing is pretty straightforward. They have clear pricing, which is nice, and you can just get started right away. There's FAQ content here. And FAQ content's really important in the age of AI because more and more people are asking just straight up questions, and the AIs are scraping these websites and just getting like they're taking the question language and then getting the answers from these websites and just basically parroting the answers to these questions. So that's a good way to get ahead on the AI SEO situation. Okay, cool. And then about us is nice. I don't really care yet about who they are. But case studies, these are really good. I looked at some of these earlier. What's nice is like they're actually they use a sort of a formula that I use for case studies, which is the company name gets this benefit using our product or whatever. So and we try to make those benefits really number oriented and put the number right up front. So IMI slashes 32 pending filings to 0. So all of their pending sales tax filings went away, and they saved dozens of hours. I can't read the whole thing, but still, I get a good sense of what's happening here. Nomad Goods saved 700 hours of work by switching from TaxJar. So this is an effective headline because I see a financial impact and a productivity impact as well as a competitive impact, which is great. So I know if I'm a TaxJar customer and I'm looking for something cheaper or more modern or easier or something like that, Numeral, it has me covered, if I wanted to switch. Let's see. This one, I don't know if this is really effective. Sometimes you write a case study and it's hard to get a real story out of it. So I'm guessing that's what happened here. Bro Glow, scaling a self-tanning empire while Numeral, no, that's another headline that's not super effective in my mind. But even if like I'm not seeing a lot of titles that are very influential for me, they have, what is this? 4, 8, 12, 15, or I'm sorry, 13 case studies, which is a lot for a company that's pretty young. And even just in general, B2B SaaS companies don't typically have a lot of case studies, or if they do, they seem to be kind of low value and short. Let's just take a look at this. All right, so this is like a good case study format. This is very similar to the one I use. Kind of talk about the company, offer a quote right at the top, talk about the challenge, um, only really try to only have one quote in each section to support what's happening. Here's the solution, the impact. So what I usually put the numbers at the top, like key results or something like that. But it's good that they're doing it and including them at all. But basically, state filings reduced from 32 to 0, dozens of hours saved, reduced mental burden, allowing the founders to focus on driving business growth. So I'm getting a good sense of what this company is doing and the impact that they're having. Also, nearly every time I log into LinkedIn, congrats to Brad on or Ben on your new role. Let's see. I'm usually bombarded. Okay, yeah. See, right away near the top of my feed, I have a post from Numeral. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts in. I'm seeing Numeral in my feed, and I know that they're doing stuff that basically links a cookie from their website to my LinkedIn, or I've liked a post or something like that. But like everywhere I'm going on the internet, I'm seeing Numeral. So I know that I'm in their list and they're targeting me. So let's see. We can see here's a post from the VP of Retention partnered with Numeral. So if it's not Numeral directly, I'm still seeing partners of Numeral. So they're really doing a lot on LinkedIn, which is cool. And let's take a look at their Twitter/X. Numeral Tax. They have 1,554 followers. They're looks like they're sharing posts, which is good. I'm gonna guess that they're engaged as well, replying to customers. Yep, happy to chat. Feel free to DM me. Very personal sounding response, which is great. So they're active on social media. Oh, here's Nate. They are. I see them everywhere I go. LinkedIn, especially. I see them in my feed early on in the feed every time I log in, and their website is so good. They're covering all of the kind of content bullet points that I've been highlighting in my recent series about like the kind of content that technical buyers need. All right, so those are my thoughts on Numeral. I think they're doing a great job. If you are running a B2B SaaS company, you should definitely look at the Numeral website as an example of how to do things right. It's easy to look at like industry giants like Atlassian and HubSpot and whatever for content marketing inspiration. But like if you're not giant with huge content teams, it's pretty overwhelming. And if you don't have name brand recognition, brain name recognition, you're not going to get the results that they get. If you say Atlassian, your buyers know who you are, right? But if you say, I don't know, Numeral, your buyers might not know who you are. So you have to do additional work. You have to go above and beyond to really make it into their minds. So yeah, Numeral is demonstrating that like a focused, audience-centric approach can work really well, and that it's possible to create technical content that does more than just inform people, but also builds relationships with buyers. I'm not even a buyer, and I'm like, oh, that kind of looks cool. I would consider buying that. So Nate, great job. You are addressing the specific needs of your niche audience through detailed blogs, resources, case studies, educational content. and setting a standard that I think a lot of people in the B2B SaaS space can learn from. All right, let me know your thoughts in the comments about the Numeral website, or if there are other websites you think are doing a great job with content. And remember, we want to help your audience understand that you get their pain points, like you feel their pains. You provide actionable, in-depth content to address those challenges, and you use all the right formats to cater to their different learning and implementation preferences. That's what Numeral's doing. That's what you should be doing. Let me know if you've got any comments or questions down below.